Hey guys, welcome to AndroGuider. So in this video we are going to talk about the BrokenOS ROM, and as you can see that this ROM is based on Android Marshmallow 6.0.1. It comes in with the June 1 security patch, and this is BrokenOS 4.9. The build date is 10th of July, and the stock kernel is at permissive by default, and this is an unofficial build. And then from About Broken you can check for updates if you are using an official build, and then you can view the changelog and all the you know you can also view the people who are behind this room, and that will obviously open up a web page. So first of all we have the broken pieces, then animation settings, IME animations, enter animations, and these are the options which we have. Exit animations, this is all what you get. Then interpolator, and you can customize the IME durations too. And if you want to have any toast animations in, these are the ones which you have, and just test out a few for you. Slide right, Toko animation, uh, slide left to right, and then fade animation. Yeah, so you can just play around with that. Then we have the list view animations. These are the options which you get for the first one. Then the list view interpolator. Then we have the AOKP animations in, prevent app overrides, enable only animation, reverse exit animation, you can just enable or disable that. Then activity open animation, these are the options which we get. And similar options are present in activity close, task open, task close, move to front, move to back, wallpaper open, wallpaper close, wallpaper intro open, wallpaper intro close animations. And then in the end we can customize their duration too. Then we have the scrolling cache and scrolling modifiers. So this option is disabled by default, but I was playing around with it a bit, and you can observe the changes for all these. For the this is nothing for, but this will modify your scrolling experience a bit. So if you are viewing a web page that has a lot of content on it, and then if you are quickly scrolling through that web page, or you are scrolling through long lists of maybe you in your file manager or anything else, then this way you can, if you want to configure your scrolling experience, then this is the place you can do that. Then we have app circle sidebar. So if you quickly want to see what app circle sidebar is, then I had just quickly selected certain random apps, and when you touch on this blue colored trigger region, all those apps which you had selected will pop up from in here. And so if you want to open any app, you can just tap on that and that app will get opened, and you can access the app circle sidebar from any screen or any app you are using just by clicking on the trigger region. And I'll just go back to settings, and then you can customize the trigger width, position, and height. Then we have the broken walls. These are the wallpapers which are there in the BrokenOS ROM. So we've got plenty to choose from in here, and there are 65 wallpapers in all, so a lot to choose from. And I just selected one of them, and I had chosen this one as my stock wallpaper for the ROM. Then next up we have the expanded desktop options. So you can just configure all that stuff in here for what happens when any app utilizes expanded desktop. If you want to hide the status bar, navigation bar, or both of them, or hide nothing, that's completely up to you. You can configure all that stuff from in here. And then you have the gestures. Double tap to sleep on the status bar, navigation bar, lock screen, and then you have the 3-finger gesture. That just took a screenshot. Next up we have the scripting settings. So if you want to do all the scripting, then you can just have a go through of the options which you have in here: battery tweaks, touch tweaks, sleeping, journalism, all that is present in here. So if you want to do any of that, you can enable or disable any option. Then we have the lock screen tweaks. Lock screen blur, again mentioned many a times now, that you will be compromising on some part of your battery if you are enabling this feature. And if you want to set a custom wallpaper for your lock screen, you can do that from here. Clearing the lock screen wallpaper will take the lock screen wallpaper back to the one which the launcher is using at the moment, and then you can customize the lock screen alpha and the lock screen bounce alpha too. Then you have the lock screen logo. So if you want to show a logo on your lock screen, then you can do that, and you can customize its color too. So if you just want to see what it looks like, this is the logo by which we have, just below the date. This is the one which you have by default. If you want, I will just change the color a bit to red. So then if you want to set any custom image for the logo, then you can do that from here. Then we have the lower lock screen shortcuts, which are nothing but the bottom lock screen shortcuts. You can configure that from here. The middle lock screen shortcuts, so I'll just quickly show you what it means. Application, so I will just quickly select the browser, and say contacts maybe, and clock. Okay, so these are the three apps, and then I will definitely recommend you to enable this option, open custom lock screen shortcuts on long press. So there is also option to launch these apps when you tap twice on them. So long press on that and it will open the browser, and similarly you can just try to double tap to I guess that does not work, so you need to long press on that, on any app icon to enable that. I'll just okay, then if you want to have the quick unlock, we also have the lock screen torch. Then you can show or hide the lock screen alarm, clock, date, charging current, and then we have the keycard, status bar, clock and date. So if you want to show the clock and date in the status bar on the lock screen, then you can do all that from in here. Okay, so then from in here you can I'll just quickly let you guys have a peek. Okay, so first of all I will just disable the lock screen logo. Okay, so as you can see that the status the clock is showing just in the status bar just next to the battery icon, and then if you want, you can customize its location, right, center, left, AM, PM, if you want to show that small. I hope that you are familiar with all that, but I will definitely be covering up these settings under the status bar customizations too. Then if you want to show the date and all that, then that's completely up to you. Then we have the show lock screen wallpaper. If you want to do that, show location, weather, condition icon again. Then if you want to enable or disable the media cover art and the pop menu on the lock screen, you can do all that from in here. Then we have the navigation bar settings. So from here you can either enable or disable the navigation bar. Then you can customize if you want to add any buttons in, if you want to just dismiss any button, then you can just slide that away, and maybe that's giving a force close, so maybe just we can't get that go away with the back button, but if you want to add any custom action in, then this is where you can do that. These are the options which we have. And then if you want to customize the long press action, what the what happens when you long press on any key, on any soft key in the navigation bar, then you can customize that too. And then if you want to go back to the stock layout, you can just press the reset button. Then we can change the dimensions to height and width. Then we have the show arrow keys while typing, menu visibility, how and when do you want the menu keys to appear, always show on default request, that's when the app request is, or you can just always show it, then it will just this is the menu key which we are talking about. Then next up we have the menu location, where do you want the menu key to appear, right, left, or both. Then we have the broken pie controls. So I don't use pie controls, but you can just all have a look at the options which we get. These are the options which we have in pie targets, pie color settings, and this is what you can customize. We have the pie size, then pie gravity, pie style, pie angle, item gap, all that is present in there. Then we have the custom recent options. So broken recents, if you want to use that, and these are the recents which we are using at the moment. And then only show running apps, maximum allowed apps. So these are nothing but the slim recents, and expanded mode. So if you want to do that, show on the left edge, show recent apps panel on the left edge, or and show the topmost task, size, panel, background color, card background color, card text color, and recent apps sidebar, show apps shortcuts on the other edge. Again, that's completely up to you, if whatever you want to do, or if you want to just disable that. Then we'll get back to the stock Android Marshmallow recents. Then we have the memory bar. If you want to show that, only show running apps, enable search bar in the recents menu, full screen recents, clear all button, and we do get the 6 location back in. That's all what we have in the navigation settings. Then we go to the power menu. Lot of options to choose from in here. On the go mode, and this is how the power menu looks like. And then you can configure this transparency too. And if you want to, again, if you want to just prevent this scrolling feature, then you need to decrease the DPI. Then we have the status bar customizations. So first of all, you can customize the battery icon, and if you want to show the battery percentage inside the icon or next to the icon. Then we have the battery bar options, battery bar location, status bar, top of navigation bar or bottom of navigation bar. Then we have the battery bar style, regular and the center mirrored one, charging animation if you want to show that. Then the battery bar color, and then in the end you can customize its thickness too. Then we have the clock and date options. So if you want to show or hide the clock and date, up to you. Alignment, you can just configure the position of the clock, right, center or left, AM, PM. Again, if you want to have a look at that, this is the small font size, and this is the normal one, and by default it is disabled. Then if you want to show the date, and again you have font options here too. Then normal, this is the lowercase one, and this is the uppercase one. Then we have various date formats. Then if you want to show the clock seconds too, brightness control, broken logo, if you want to show that, carry label, if you want to, you can customize the location of the carry label, key guard, or on the status bar, or both on your status bar and the lock screen. Then we have the quick pull down to quick settings. So you can these are the tiles which are enabled by default, and these are the ones which you can add on. Then we have the tile animation style, flip, this is the flip one. And if you want to have a look at the rotate one, then this is the rotation animation. Then you can customize the duration to low, default or fast. I'll just let you guys have a look at that. This is the fast one, and this is the low one. Then enlarge first row, advanced location settings, advanced Wi-Fi details. So this is, if you click on this, and then you will getting the various Wi-Fi options. Then show 4 tiles per row, brightness slider, disable quick settings on the lock screen, quick settings, shade transparency and header transparency, you can adjust that too. And then if you want to have a quick settings panel image, then you can have that to quick settings panel. Accent color, let's see, this is the accent color one, and this is the custom color one. Then you can customize its color too. Say choose that to red, and there you see the background in here, it is changing to red, and according to the color you say when I select blue, then that background is appearing in blue color. So again, that's completely up to you. Then if you want to show the notification count, you can do that. Status bar icons, so if you want to show or hide any status bar icons from in here, you can do that. Then traffic indicators, if you want, you can customize the color, which outgoing incoming traffic you want to show, update interval, display unit, auto hide the network arrows when there is no data exchange going on. Then you have the time yeah, next up you can customize the header text shadow for better visibility on themed headers. Then you can adjust the shadow color to time contextual header images if you want to switch to that. Then they have got a custom back of their own, so that's great to see. Then we can customize the contextual header shadow to show weather. If you want to show the weather info in the header region, then you can do that. Status bar weather, show with scale or without scale. And then we have the status bar weather location, show on right or show on left. Then the clock widget, again I suppose that you need to be connected to the Wi-Fi for that. It's going just out of range at the moment, but anyway, so you can just enable, or if you want to use a custom location in here, so I've mentioned it previously too, you need to allow the clock widget to get access to your location. And then in some cases it has been reported that Yahoo Weather is not working. In fact, the last two rooms which I reviewed, Yahoo Weather was not working in that, and you had to go back to open weather map to actually get the weather in. So some people were complaining about that too, and I myself faced that issue. And if you want to use any custom location in, then you can do that from here. Then next up we have the volume rocker settings. So if you want to reorient the volume keys when the device is rotated, use the volume up and down keys to wake up the device. Volume down in silent, volume up in do not disturb mode. So when you just reach the minimum value of the in the notification volume, when you reach the minimum volume, and then when you press the volume down key again, you will enter into the do not disturb mode. And when you press the volume up key again from the minimum volume, you will enter back into the you will exit the do not disturb mode, and you will exit the silent profile. Then if you want to have the volume rocker cursor control in, then these are the options which we have, and then you also have the playback control options in the end. Then media scanner behavior on boot, and if you want to change the SC Linux status from permissive to enforcing or vice versa, you can do that from here. So that's all what we have in broken pieces. Then you do get kernel auditor into. Then next up we have the music equalizers, which is nothing but audio effects. So BusyBox is installed in by default, so you don't need to worry about going to XDA or the Play Store. You can just directly install in the driver and reboot your device to activate Viper for Android, and then you can configure that as per your need. Then you have the broken center. So from here you can check for updates. Again, this is useful for only those of you who are using an official build. And then we have the system app remover. So if you want to remove anything from the BrokenOS ROM, any system app, you can do that from here. Then we have the display settings. So brightness level, adaptive brightness, theme, by default it is dark, and it will do a system UI restart every time you change that. Then we can also have an automatic theme which will change as per the time of the day. Then we have the sleep timeout settings, and the maximum option which we have in here is 30 minutes. And then you can use the power button twice to launch the camera. You can configure the LCD density too, font size, cast, dashboard columns, they are present in here. And then wake up on charge, that's here too. Next up we have the sound and notification settings. So volume steps is present in here, and other sounds. This is all what we get. Then notification light, battery light, all that stuff is present in here. And in advanced options we have prevent audio ducking and less frequent notification sounds. Then we have the battery saver. So as this ROM is based on USB, you can enable the battery saver whenever you want to, and you can adjust the volume, the low battery color to the warning color. This is the warning color which I am talking about. Then security settings. So you can adjust the lock screen type, lock screen message, blocked caller list is in there too, and unknown sources is checked in by default. And then those of you who wanted to see the how much storage which we have, we have about 1.97 GB of free storage, but I have currently also installed a few of only one app, which is the Screen Recorder Pro app. So it just might be consuming some part of the storage. And then we have the developer options in the end. So if you want to restart the system here, you can do that from here. Disable force close notifications. Then Android debugging is checked in by default. It's great to see that. Multi-window mode is present in here. And of course you won't be getting the kill app back button here, because that was present in the broken pieces. And then you can just go to the navigation and navigation bar buttons, and you can just customize the long press action from here. So if you want to use the kill app, then you can just customize that, and then it will show you something known as, I won't pronounce that. Anyways, so that's all what we had in the settings menu, and these are the apps which we get. So we also get kernel auditor. I'll just clear all the apps, and we do get the Amaze file explorer in, so if you want to use that. Then we have the browser, calculator, camera. Nova launcher is the stock launcher, and so I won't be covering up the setting for Nova launcher, because it is it is too good to have. I believe that most of you out there are using Nova launcher only, so I won't be covering up on how you can configure that. Maybe later in a separate video I will do that, but I guess that's all what I have got for you guys in this video. So if you like the video, then do hit the thumbs up button, and if you want to watch more videos from mine, then do hit on the subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.